What's up? It is your guy, Mark my words. Now, today I want to talk to you a little bit about your friend circle and the people that you're around, people that you associate with on your health and fitness journey. Okay, so I got an email from a young lady. She was talking about how she went through a transformation. She lost like 45 pounds over a course of 6-7 months. She's really feeling great about herself. She feels like she has a whole new outlook on life, and she's wondering how she can get back to, being involved with her friends that she used to be involved with while maintaining this healthy lifestyle. Okay. And so she talked about having to make a lot of changes with her habits, mainly her eating, and a lot of the things that she would do in the evenings. So with these group of friends, they would go out in the evenings, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, and go eat at certain restaurants. They would take trips just to go eat. They would, go test new restaurants in a nearby city, go to buffets, go to Sunday breakfasts and Sunday brunches, right? And so she was just talking about the fact that, in their group, that's what they do. Most of them have pretty bad eating habits, and she's feeling though like she's the black sheep now. And how should she move forward to maintain the healthy relationships with her friends, but maintain a healthy lifestyle as well? So, a lot of you guys are gonna embark upon this journey and feel these same pressures, all right? Because to change your life, it's hard to change your life without changing your circle. You know what I mean? You change your life, you change your circle, you change your circumstances. So, one of the main things I wanted to stress was that you have to have a friend group, right? You need support and you need community, man. We will take this isolation thing way too far. I do think you need to have your nose down and get stuff done, right? You have to. But man, I don't think isolation is really, really good. Unless you're trying to kick a vice or you know what I mean? Like you're way off and you need to center yourself for a tiny bit. But most people aren't at that level. Most of us, if we have a positive friend circle, those people help us. Those people provide us with support, positive energy, encouragement. They provide us with laughter, good times. We're able to de-stress with these folks. So I think it's very important to have a friend circle and people that you can look to enjoy time with. So I don't think you should, distance yourself from everybody in your life just to get healthy. I don't think that in itself is healthy. Okay. But the thing is, most of us have an issue. I would probably venture to say your diet is 70% of it. Everybody's going to say something different, right? But I'd say overall, the average person, your diet is going to take care of 70% of your issues, right? And that's just, man, some people call it a diet, some people call it a meal plan, some people call it your healthy eating lifestyle, whatever you want to call it. It is a big part of your life, and when you make positive changes in that lane, you see positive changes with everything, okay? So that being said, if you have a group of friends that likes to go out and eat, that likes to indulge in, fast food, perhaps, brunches, buffets, you know what I mean? Expensive restaurants where there's not although there's healthy choices, right? You're not going there for that. Let's be clear, right? If you have a friend group that involves themselves in these type activities, it's going to be hard to hang around them as much as you used to. I'm not saying that you have to cut them off, because they've been there for you. And one thing I can say, man, people who supported you when you were at your worst, I don't think you step over them when you get to your best. Now, if they were the reason why you were at your worst, then you have to assess that. But a lot of times we can look within ourselves and see that we were making a lot of the mistakes, and although they might have added to it, they weren't the sole reason. So in this case, this young lady was just like, how can I get with these girls and do things with them, still be around them, but not engage in the bad eating habits, right? So sis, you had to change your environment to get started, right? It's like going on a trip. You got to fill up your gas tank. You probably go through the car wash. You plan your trip on your GPS, you pack your clothes. It's all these things you got to do to get started and have a successful trip. Once you're on your trip, you can relax a little bit. You got everything. You can let your hair down and do some different things. As far as a health and fitness journey, man, if you're starting and you're trying to lose a big amount of weight and fat loss, man, you gotta dial it back on several levels. So it's good that she did that. But coming back now, you want to maintain. I mean, you might be 30, 40 years old, since you got a lifetime to live. So one of the biggest things I try to encourage my clients to do is get with these people, but, you know, come up with a different activity that you guys can engage in, right? So if you're used to, let's just say every weekend you guys, you know, you go out to eat. You got to start saying, I mean, listen, man, I don't even eat past a certain time, and I don't eat these types of foods as well. So I'm going to have to see you guys before you go out to eat, right? Let's go do something before you go out to eat. Let's hook up the next day. Let's go to a movie. Let's go hear a band. Let's go take a walk. Let's go shopping. Whatever you can do during the day. You know, most of us fail with our nutrition and our habits after a certain time in the evening, man. I got to be honest with you. Like, it's so crazy when we look to all the mistakes that we've made in the past that we've had to change. So many of them come after 5 p.m. So in this case, I would say suggest some activities that you guys can get involved with before 5 or 6 p.m. Because when that time hits, boom, the habit is you guys go out and eat. Also, you got to get yourself around some healthy people, some healthier friends than the ones that you have. You know, I don't think you need to distance yourself from the people that aren't on a health journey, but you do need to get around some people that have adopted a healthy lifestyle, and that's the only lifestyle that they live. Okay, so if you now have 5 friends, it'd be cool if you had 10 and 5 of them were on what you're on as far as your health journey, because you need all that encouragement. You need the motivation. You know, when people live a healthy lifestyle, man, everything they do is different. They talk different. They wake up at different times. They listen to different music. They use different language. They look at the world different. You understand? So if you have more friends like that, although they might be vastly different from your old friend group, you won't feel so isolated. You won't feel so isolated. Not having community is not a good thing. So thirdly, every once in a while, you got to talk to your old friend group, and maybe it's in a group text, maybe it's in person. In person, I love in person because people can really feel your energy, and just let them know, man, I had to do this. You know, I was feeling really depressed. My romantic relationships were suffering. My work was suffering. My finances were suffering because I didn't want to work because I didn't like what I looked like. You know, whatever the case, right? You had a different outlook on life. Because I think we will distance ourselves from these type of people without, you know, periodically letting them know, hey, this is what I'm going through. This is how my life is right now. I still like hanging out with y'all. I love you guys. But man, I wasn't able to be happy operating how we were operating, man. I just wasn't. And either people are going to receive that well or they're not. You know what I mean? If people truly love you and adore you and want to be around you, they're going to receive that well and understand it. They have to understand it. It's just like one of your friends getting a new job with a new shift. You know, it's like, yeah, I had to do this. And you would have to be understanding in that. So all in all, I don't say distance yourself from them. I would say change your schedule with them. Number one, I would say be very, very, be very responsive and communicate with them and let them know what's going on with you from time to time, so that they're not, you know, in the dark about your journey and whatnot. Let them know how important it is to you. Definitely change the time that you guys are hanging out and doing what you guys do. And you don't have to make excuses for not wanting to do what you used to do. You're not there anymore. That's not you anymore. And also, you got to get around some new friends, and they're not to replace the old friends, right? They are to add to your life. and so that you have a different outlet and a different circle of people that are on what you're on. It's that simple. So, and you know, during this journey, things will change for you. Things will change for every person that goes through a life-changing event like this. And you have to look at it like a glass half full. And man, listen, some things are going to change. And hopefully it's for the better. You know what I mean? And some people will not be comfortable around you, and some people will not communicate with you that much. And that's okay. But you got to do, if you're not healthy and you're not here on this earth, nothing else matters. That's from me to you. All right? So let's have a good, healthy day, man. Positive mindset produces positive results. All right? It's your boy, Mark My Words.